Hello, friends. Whether you found your way here intentionally or on accident, if you're with others or if you're alone, whether you're bathing in the warmth of the light or you're just finding your way through the darkness, this is shelter. This is home. This is Welcome to Traverse Town. Thanks for dropping in. My name is BJ Burnsy. I'll be your host through this tranquil journey of discovery. So hold my hand as we dive into not only my own heart, but the hearts of so many incredible beings from across the worlds, each one the hero of their own journey. Crossing the threshold with me today is an awesome individual. I met them at Reconnect. In fact, he was pretty much the first person I met at Reconnect. I was there with my buddy Knight Sonoran, and this guy sits down across from us, and we just got to talking. It was an awesome moment for me, mainly because it was really the first time in my life where I could meet someone and just right off the bat just start talking about Kingdom Hearts and like deep diving into Kingdom Hearts 2. So not just like what's your favorite game, but like, hey, what are your thoughts on X or Y plot line? What's your favorite memories with the game, whatever. So we just kept talking. We ended up becoming buddies for the whole convention, and afterwards he was immediately on board with joining the Unversed team, and I'm happy to say he's become a valuable member. So it is my pleasure to introduce Tuesday the 3rd. How's it going, dude?
It's going all right. Pleasure to be here.
Excellent. So for the fine folks at home, tell us about yourself, what you're all about, and then just drop like what Kingdom Hearts means to you.
Yeah, so I'm Tuesday the 3rd. A lot of people know me as Bert, or Al, or whatever works. I've been in and out of the Kingdom Hearts community for a few years. I've played the games a bunch. I've played them since I was a kid, and I kind of took a break in like my teen years, and then in my 20s I've really found like a reinvigorated passion for the series, so much so that I've gone out to reconnect. I've been trying more in the past like year or two to be like more like involved in the community and actually like meet people and talk to people, because Kingdom Hearts is special. It really, I don't know, I resonate very deeply with Kingdom Hearts. It speaks on a lot of themes that I find very poignant, and also just, I don't know, the the balance of like the very like self-serious and like deep, and some people call it edgy or whatever, like nature, like Final Fantasy stuff and the more anime inspired stuff, um like mixing with Disney stuff. I There's really nothing else like it. I don't think there's a single series that's like Kingdom Hearts out there, and I love it for that.
Yeah, common theme for sure that I've talked about in these first couple episodes was like that chaotic hybrid of silly and um, I don't know, um, plot holy even at times,
Yeah.
but also like very heavy themes like you mentioned, um, and and very interesting um, themes and elements. It just comes together to create this beautiful new thing that is hard to describe to an outside perspective. To try to get someone into the fandom is is almost impossible. It's just you have to
Yeah.
play, you have to experience it yourself. I will not do it justice with words. I will try to explain why I love it, and you'll just look at me like I'm insane, and I probably am. But once you join the insane club, you'll never look back. It's
Yeah.
such a cool community. It's such an exciting, interesting franchise, and I just it's what makes the dry spell right now so much harder to deal with, because I'm like, we need, please give us more.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, though, the community is like I mentioned, is so incredible, and the content creators that are out there are so awesome and are putting out stuff daily that is so engaging and interesting. So there's stuff out there, but we need that we need more official lore. Give us the canon.
Yeah, we can't be surviving off of like these four grainy photographs that we got from the Twitter account for the next 2 years.
Exactly.
I'll go crazy.
That's what I thought you were gonna say. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. We need more. But you know what? Also, at the same time, take your time. If it's gonna be quality, take your time. Square. No more. I'll keep working on it. Um, we want it to be worth the wait, and I know it will be.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, so happy you're here. Today, we are going to be talking about something very interesting. Um, uh, co- the contrast between last episodes and this is incredible, and I can't wait for us to get started, because I'm excited for this one. on the same level that I was excited about the last one for completely different reasons. So before we really get into it, this episode is brought to you by the Unversed Network. The Unversed Network is a hub of creators and fans of the Kingdom Hearts series, usually both. A shared love of these games is what brought us together, and we want to share that passion with you. Be it videos, podcasts, writing, art, or anything in between, the Unversed Network is excited to bring our brand of Kingdom Hearts content to you in fresh and unique ways. All right, and last thing before we really jump in, I got a question for you, Senor Tuesday.
What's
A
up?
fun icebreaker hypothetical. Here's the situation. You are being stranded on a deserted island. You are allowed to bring 3 things from the Kingdom Hearts universe. Interpret that however you wish. What 3 things are you bringing?
So, peek behind the curtain here. I was sent this question pre-podcast, and I've thought about it way more than anyone should. And I have a very. I'm not gonna try to get too in the weeds, but
I'm more excited.
I think I nailed my 3 items. I think my 3 items. I don't think you can do better than my 3 items.
Okay.
And
Okay. All right.
I want to get clear that I haven't watched any of the podcast episodes. I've been avoiding them, partly because I don't want to I don't want to spoil myself on these questions. So I have no idea what other people pick. I have a feeling I can guess, but my 3 are solely based on what I'm thinking. Okay, so item number 1, and I think this is kind of obvious. I think this is one that a lot of people are gonna go towards. It makes sense. It's very practical. This might be cheating, and if it's cheating, I don't care because it's on my island now, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm bringing the genie lamp with me, specifically the Robin Williams genie lamp with me. I'm not bringing the Jafar genie lamp because that. So I was thinking. So, 3 wishes. There's a lot you can do with 3 wishes, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're on this island. You need to survive. You need food, water, shelter, all that stuff. More stuff than you can manage with 3 items, and I figure the genie lamp is the best way I can survive. So I think my first wish is probably you be able to snap your fingers and be able to summon any food or drink that you can manage, and as if it was prepared by a Michelin star chef, right?
Yeah, look at you,
something
you
along
dirty
those
rascal. Look at you. I see what you're doing.
I know.
Keep
I'm
going.
evil. I'm evil.
Yeah.
I broke your question.
Yeah, you did.
And then
what are your other 2 wishes?
Yeah, I get 2 more wishes and then 2 more items. Second wish, right? I need a shelter of some kind, and genies are pesky. I'm not going to try to get too convoluted with it, where it's I want to have a whole village or whatever, or maybe they put a village, but all the village people want to take me over. I want to teleport off the island. Okay, genie teleports me, but it's into an ocean, right? That's bad. I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, we don't want the monkey paw situation.
No, I'm wishing for a castle, just big castle in the middle of the island.
Okay. Yeah.
Got to keep it humble, right?
It's going to be a sandcastle now, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if it's Jafar Genie, right? He's definitely making me a sandcastle, or he's putting a sandcastle and burying me in it. That castle's killing me somehow. Mm-hmm. I feel like Blue Genie, in Aladdin wishes for hey, I want to be a prince, and Genie goes the whole 9 yards. He gives them robes and elephants and servants and flunkies and monkeys. So I feel
he's a good genie. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah. I feel hey Genie, I'm just really feeling like a castle today. Can we work something out here? I feel like he'll understand, and if not, I'll figure it out. If I get a sandcastle, that sucks, and I'm just gonna have to survive.
Right. And then you'll adjust for your next wish. You'll be this guy's a dick. Okay, I gotta.
Yeah. This son of a gun. My third wish is, assuming it's Blue Genie, I'm freeing the genie, because you gotta free the genie. He's a nice guy, and yeah, I love the genie. I love Robin Williams.
Is it just me? I feel like I might just I might just be a selfish asshole, but
Oh,
uh,
of course.
I also am like, yes, I'm gonna free the genie with the third wish, but only because if I do, that genie's gonna like basically give me like we're gonna be tight, So whatever I want
Yeah,
after that,
dude.
it's basically like having unlimited wishes, right?
Yeah, dude.
So
Like,
it's like the most selfless, selfish act.
yeah, if you free the genie, like if you're cool with him, like he's just gonna do whatever, right? Like remember in
Yeah,
like days when there's like a hurricane coming towards Agrabah and Genie's like, yeah, I'm not doing anything else today. I'll just magic that away. Why not?
right, right.
Aladdin. I think Aladdin very specifically was like, we don't want magic involved. We'll deal with this ourselves. And Genie,
Yeah,
despite that, was still like, yeah, whatever. I got it. The other thing about freeing the genie is that one of the things that you worry about when you're on a deserted island is like I'm gonna be so lonely. I'm gonna be isolated. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm not gonna have any friends. If I free the genie, I feel like me and the genie, we be buds. We're tight,
yeah.
right? Like Aladdin, during Aladdin, Genie's spouting off all these like references and doing all these imitations and these voices. No one knows what the hell he's saying. No one knows who the hell Larry King is, right? But I know who Larry King is.
Yeah.
I feel like we can build a bit of a rapport here.
You did say something there. I wanted to point out to the audience. You said, if you remember in Days, Bert's I think maybe the biggest Days fan that I know. Um, he any trivia, I
I
think
love
you'll
Days.
crush me on. You love it. You love the game. I am
Top
sad to
top
say I
one.
haven't played the game yet. Only
Oh
watched cutscenes.
oh.
Only watched cutscenes.
I'm so sorry I spoiled
I
it because
know. I know.
I think that one gets like screen recapped. I think it's one of the paragraphs.
Oh, the Desert Storm thing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like in like the movie that they put on to like the consoles, a lot of the Disney stuff they either like skip it over completely or they're just like here's a paragraph of what happened.
I'll play it eventually. All right.
Please
So
please play.
I will. I promise. All right. So the whole idea of this podcast was to bring on a friend, a Kingdom Hearts friend, a member of the community, whether it's just a fan or a creator or whatever, and just talk about whatever they want to talk about. So today we are going to be talking about the 100 Acre Wood minigames. And we're going to be ranking those minigames in a tier list style ranking. Before we get into that, I'm going to ask the question that I ask every guest. Why this?
Okay, so there's a silly reason and a serious reason. The silly reason is that you gave me like, hey, talk about anything. Here's what we talked about the last few episodes, and were the very rich and very deep subjects that have a lot they can delve into, and subjects I know that the people who chose them had a lot to say. And I was like, what's a subject I have a lot to say about? And unfortunately, it's something very deeply not serious, which is 100 Acre Wood. Um, but this is one of the topics I feel I could talk for like hours about. I
Yeah.
love I love Winnie the Pooh. I love the 100 Acre Woods.
Yeah.
Um, and more importantly, like my main driving reason this is more of the serious reason. I feel like mini games as a concept and in execution get a very bad rap, and I think mini games rule. I think one of my favorite parts of well, not one of my favorite parts. Well, I think one of the parts that makes Kingdom Hearts like really, really go and really like the make the gears turn is the fact that you get these little like different pieces, little different bits of gameplay interspersed with just the main gameplay loop, right? It really makes the game feel a lot more rich and like there's a lot more happening besides what you see on the surface.
And like I mean, every game has, and it's not just the 100 Acre Wood games. You talk about the Dalmatians, um, you know, even like collecting, I guess, your treasures, your Trinity
Mhm.
marks. KH2 has puzzle pieces. Um, three with the hidden Mickeys. You're right. Those things, and even like the in three, you have the God damn it, what are they called? The little
Oh,
Game
the
and
Game Boy
Watch
games.
style things. Yeah. You have those that you can like try to get high scores in, and it's a fun, like, I don't say break from the monotony, because the games aren't monotonous at all. unless you're trying
It
to
gives you
100% chain of
more to
memories.
do.
Yeah,
Fills out your to-do
exactly.
list.
Exactly, right. And it makes the game feel not as like linear, I guess, right? It
Mm.
opens it up, um, which is fantastic. So yeah, I'm with you 100% on that. And then yeah, no, I mean the point of this podcast is not just to talk about deep, intrinsic, crazy topics. It's talk about stuff that you want to talk about,
Yeah.
and I love this topic actually. So I'm like I said, I'm just as excited as I was for every other episode. Um, so
Hell yeah.
let's get started, dude.
Yeah. Before we
So
start, I do
oh
want to
yeah,
say I'm a big poo head. Um, for lack of
phrasing.
a better term. Uh,
There's many better terms.
I
You're not
love Winnie the
lacking.
Pooh, and that this is part of the reason I chose it. I want to prove that. In my intro video, I had a little Winnie the Pooh like Pooh Bear, and on my bed right now, I have a Winnie the Pooh blanket I had from when I was like 3.
Fantastic, amazing.
He's my boy. I love him so much.
Yeah,
Pooh is amazing.
cool. Yeah, oh, sweet. I wish I had some poo to show you. I'm
You can't
amazing
show me
lying
your
out of
poo?
context. No, I can't. I don't. I have zero poo merchandise.
Yeah.
I do have. Actually, that's not true. I don't want to dig it out, but it's like it's an old like collection of stories
Oh
in
hell
a
yeah.
very um interesting like hardcover book format. It's pretty thick. Lots of really great pictures. My mom bought it when I was a little kid, and it's just good classic Winnie the Pooh stories.
That's
So I do have
awesome.
that. So all right, I think we should start at the bottom. We're going to end on a happy note here, on a high
Yeah.
note with the S tier. But basically, we went S to F. So we have our S tiers, like the best, the top of the top, and then A, and then B, and then C, and then D, and then F. So I thought it'd be best if we start at F. I think I do have a game in here that you might. I'm curious to see if you agree on this one, but
Mm,
um, let's just get them out of the way uh, first. The other ones
sure.
that belong in that category, and that's going to be all your KH3 um,
Really?
games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
You don't have
no.
them all there.
I have exactly one in my F tier, which is very funny to me.
Okay.
Because it's funny because you're like, oh yeah, we'll probably agree on the KH3 mini games, and like I have KH3 mini games much higher. I'm curious, why are you so low? What makes you not like them?
On the KH3 games,
Yeah, yeah.
they are the only reason that I would have put well, I'll start with why I don't like them, and I will say I might be partially biased because fun fact, I am colorblind,
Ooh.
and
Mm.
those games
Well, that yeah, that's
yeah,
tough.
yeah, the what are they called, like what's the famous game that's like um based off of?
Oh, Candy Crush?
It's not, well, because Candy
Or
Crush is like
sorry,
you,
yeah, there's a different one.
yeah,
I know what you're talking about. It's the marble game with the marbles.
yeah, is it, it's not bubble, is it, is there something,
I don't,
I don't know, you should
Peggle?
I don't know.
There's definitely like a
Matt,
genre.
hey,
This is definitely like a genre of game that exists.
yeah,
Very like iPhone App Store kind of
right.
vibe.
Hey, editor Mac, I'm going to mouth something, and I want you to just put in what the correct game that we're thinking of is.
Peggle, Peggle.
Oh
That
yeah,
one,
that
that
one.
game.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah, that
Oh,
game.
I forgot about that
Um,
one.
so when I when I play those games, it's very difficult already. Um, and then these, I don't know. It's something about like it's just the stationary screen. Um, there's not a ton of excitement to it. There's like I guess the dopamine hit when you clear a line. I also
Mm.
though it took me forever to figure out what the hell I was even doing in the game. Um,
That's fair.
so the only reason that I'd put it up higher is the like the remix
Oh yeah,
of
the Bounce-A-Rama in
yeah,
KH3 is so good.
it's
I
really good.
listen to that like all. I have a Kingdom Hearts 3 playlist I listen to at work, and that's a heater on that. Yeah, how do you want to do
We can
this?
save because if you have them on a higher tier, let's wait until we get to that tier, and then
Mm.
you can talk about all the good things that you love about them. Apparently,
I
um,
do I do have something I want to add for why I one of the negatives I do think about the KH3 minigames. Um, I think KH3 generally doesn't really utilize the 100 Acre Wood very well, and that's not like a hot take. I think a lot of people agree. What makes 100 Acre Wood so fun in like Kingdom Hearts 2, for example, is that you can kind of intersperse it however you want. You know, you're going on your journey, you find a torn page, you're like, oh, after I get done with this boss fight or whatever, I'll go check that out. Or it's like, oh, I'm going to go into a hard boss fight. I want some like equipment or like a keyblade or something. Let's see if this 100 Acre Wood mini game can like give me some cool item. By having them all be like mandatory and then like having three mini games that are one after another that are like virtually identical,
yeah,
that sucks. Like that genuinely is like one of the worst ways you can implement the 100 Acre Wood. It's just like here's what you got to do. It's just a chore on the to do list. It really feels like KH3 does the 100 Acre Wood because they feel obligated to, not necessarily
hmm
because they want to do it or they have like a good idea for it.
right, yeah, and that's why, and that's the other reason is that it's the three games feel exactly the same, um, with
Yeah, I mean,
different image assets or whatever.
even though I have them high, I just put them as KH3 mini games. I did not write out each individual game, which I do think says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll say because I know you have some redeeming qualities that you want to talk about for those, so we'll put those on hold. For me, not my thing. And like we talked about, like with 1 and 2, the and even Chain of Memories, the mini games are different. Each one's different.
hmm
Um, there's like I don't
There's
know.
variety.
There's anticipation to unlock the next one to see, oh, what is this one going to be? But with
hmm
this one, not only are they all the same, but there's only three, um,
hmm
and so not for
God, I
me.
remember playing KH3 for the first time, and I played that not to tip my hand too much. I was like, oh, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that a lot. I want, and it was like, oh, they're doing like iPhone games. This was very Candy Crush. I can't wait to see what the next like iPhone game that they like ported
Oh,
into a Pooh game will be. And the
yeah,
next one's also Candy Crush, and I went, oh
yeah,
no.
yeah. That would have been nice to have different iPhone style
Yeah.
app games, whatever.
Give us like Angry
Um,
Birds, but with Pooh swing, right? Like you
right.
throw Pooh and he like crashes into a bunch of
Oh
Eeyore houses
yeah,
stacked on top of each other.
yeah, dude. They should have called you first, Bert.
Give me a ring. I'm the Pooh expert here, man.
Square Enix, hit him up. Why don't you give who you got in your F tier?
Okay. Do you have more in your F? I
I
assume
have
you have at least one more.
I
How
have
much
one
more do you
more.
have?
I
Okay,
have
just
one
one
more.
more. Okay, I imagine it's probably this one, but if it's not, I'm curious. My F tier is Block Tigger. Um, no, you don't.
Nope.
You like Block Tigger?
I mean, I don't have it in F.
Block Tigger isn't a functional game. It doesn't work. The main problem with the Block Tigger is the Kingdom Hearts 2 reaction command that they put in, the rush command.
Yeah.
Like pretty much when you hit that, the game plays itself. And wherever Tigger is, Sora just runs himself over, right?
Mm.
And every time I play it, I just spam rush over and over, and my score is like ridiculously big for no reason. I don't know why. I don't know how the scoring works. Who
Yeah.
knows how the scoring in Black Tigger works? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you have 12 carrots left, and Tigger bounced 5 times, and Sora was this many feet tall, and it's a Wednesday, so now you have 300 points. Like, oh, great, cool. And like, I don't know, mashing triangle for like 30 seconds is not very interesting to me. And if I try to play it without it, maybe this is a skill diff. I'm willing to admit it's a skill diff. Tigger's too fast. I can't
Right.
catch Tigger. If I'm trying to run without the reaction command and like physically react, I can't catch him. He's too quick.
Mhm.
So I
First of
just I just
yeah.
don't understand like what I'm supposed to get out of this experience.
Yeah.
It's just not just doesn't function to me.
Right. Yeah. First of all, if you don't get why you get 300 points on a Wednesday, then I don't know what to tell you. It's
Oh, yeah, my bad.
yeah. I mean, I agree with the rush command thing. And I'm going to talk about that with a couple of my other picks. I feel like that's going to be brought up a lot.
Hmm.
In KH1, it's a very janky mechanic.
Oh yeah.
Um, and that is kind of like my one downside I have with that game. I think you're going to be upset with with how high I have it. Um,
Oh my god, I was expecting you to put it like, oh, it's not F, but it's like C tier or D tier or
mm,
whatever. But
okay.
okay, I'm
Um,
learning
but
very rapidly that our lists are going to be very very divergent.
I feel like they will be. And you're right. And the one note that I have is like, yes, it's sometimes difficult to hit the rush button correctly or how the game wants you to. And then when you do hit it, how does it determine what the correct way to, what is the timing on all of it? I totally understand all that. I'll talk about why I like it when we get to it,
Sure.
but,
Yeah.
but you're right. All right. So I will say, okay, so here's my other F game, and I'm gonna be watching your reaction when I say this. Is Bumble Rumble? He hates it.
Oh,
He hates it.
I love Bumble Rumble.
Why did he no? No. Oh.
Oh, BJ, this is gonna be just backstab after
Oh
backstab for
God.
the
Bumble
next
Rumble's
hour.
so bad, dude.
Oh,
Um
okay. Tell me what do you hate about Bumble Rumble?
Okay, well, okay. The majority of the hate is actually from the and I know this might not be fair, but when you are trying to get the high score, when you're going for the 100% achievement trophy or whatever, it is a pain in the ass unless you know like the technique, the sleight you're supposed to use.
Mm.
Um, that is not obviously presented to you in the game. So getting that high score for me, a pain in the ass. But that aside, the game on its own, I cannot stand, and I'm not like in the minority on this. I know that I'm not, uh, but escort quests are a pain in the ass, and this is a form of an escort quest because you have to keep Pooh alive, and that's the reason why I don't like escort quests is because you have to keep this dumbass alive who doesn't, he has no self-preservation abilities, and and see, I'm sorry, I'm getting too worked up.
No,
Pooh
no,
is a
I get it.
beautiful
Let it out, man.
angel. I don't mean to take it out on him, but
He's trying his
but
best. He's
but I
really
know,
he's doing everything he can.
I know he is, and he's wonderful, and I love him. I don't like the game. I don't like the bees. I'll focus on the bees, and just trying to keep him alive because it's not timed, but it is in that you have to keep him alive. It's just a pain in the ass. I got nothing else. And then yes, it is very much weighted in because I am currently trying to 100% chain of memories recom, and that was obnoxious. And I had to look up like how do you do this? And once you know the technique, it's super easy. Um, but I'm a proud man,
Yeah.
and I like to do as much as I can before I look something up. And
No,
it was a pain in the ass.
and look, I can 100% respect that. I used to like love Command Board. I was a big Command Board stan for a long time, and I've been trying to do the BBS Platinum Trophy,
Mm.
and I've played more Command Board than anyone should ever be like exposed to in their entire life. And I don't
Yeah,
think I can ever love Command Board again. It makes me kind of sad, but I'm
that's
like I'm
funny.
seriously burnt out. And so like I get that. I get being like very frustrated and having like this very frustrating experience of like how is anyone supposed to find this, and like how is this supposed to be fun to me? But that only coming out when you're trying to achieve like a very specific goal that obviously like when they're developing Command Board or Bumble Rumble or whatever, they're not designing it with you in mind of like,
Yeah,
oh, he's going to try to get the highest score possible on this 100 Acre Wood
yeah,
mini game. But
right.
now that that's like a little trophy you have to ding off, it's like, well, now I feel like obligated to do this.
Right. And I'll say the other reason that puts it so low is I try to consider for all these games when I think about going back and playing it, like how excited am I to play this particular game? And that one it does nothing for me. It
Mhm.
does the opposite of nothing. I fear going back to it.
Mhm.
Um, it
That's
just
fair.
is just negative emotions. That's all I have
Yeah.
associated with that game.
I also have that like metric in my head of like how much does this excite me? If I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna go play Bumble Rumble now, am I
Yeah.
excited to do that? Um,
Right.
and that helped me a lot with my list. It's funny though
Yeah.
when you're like, oh, let's go play Bumble Rumble. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I want to play some Bumble Rumble right now. So I'll get into why I like it later, but I
Okay.
understand where you're coming from, like
Yeah.
100%.
All right. So we'll go on. We'll move on. Out of the F tier, let's talk about our D tiers. Um, and who do we got here?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to go first? You want to list off one of yours?
Yeah, I have two D tiers.
Me too.
My first D tier is Find Pooh's Friends from GBA Con. Right off the bat, I want to say I haven't actually like played this game technically. I haven't been able to play through all GBA Con, so this was one that I watched a couple walkthroughs play through, and this is more me intuiting how I think I would feel playing this. Um, and based on what I've seen, this is very long, a lot of mashing one button to be like, Pooh, please, can you come this direction, please? Hey, Pooh, can you please come over here? I'm begging you, and him not listening to you. And then a lot of very cryptic ways of, here's how you're supposed to get Tigger to get over here, or here's how you're supposed to get Rue over here, in ways that if I was playing without a walkthrough or without like a guide, I don't think I would ever like get Tigger to stop bouncing. I think he'd be bouncing for eternity because I don't know how the hell you're supposed to figure out. Oh, you're supposed to go in a circle on these very four specific tree lumps, and not any other tree lumps, only these. And you're supposed to go in a clockwise circle starting at this one.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
doesn't seem very fun to me.
Yeah. No, you're right. I do have that higher on the list.
Okay.
But it's definitely not S tier for those reasons. It's not very intuitive, and it's really not particularly exciting either. That is like the whole 100 Acre Wood in the GBA Chain of Memories is you just walk that straight line
You just
down and
go
right.
down.
Yep, and then trying to make sure Pooh doesn't fall in any holes or get carried away by any balloons or whatever. And yeah, the Tigger part is not intuitive, so I get that. I get
Yeah.
that. It was on the GBA though.
No, yeah.
They
And
had
like
to
to
get
be
it in there. They
clear,
couldn't do much.
so I'm like in the middle of GBA Com right now.
Mm,
I got through the first wave of worlds. I just finished up Olympus. And I love like the aesthetic and the sound and just everything just vibes wise of GBA
yeah.
Com.
Yep.
So I want to make it clear that, and honestly, that's probably why it's not in F tier. It's in D tier because I love the rendition of 100 Acre we get. I love the rendition of Bouncerama that we get.
Mhm.
Um, and like it looks great. I love seeing Pooh in like 16-bit.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So my first one in D tier is going to be Tigger's Jumpathon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. It's Simon,
Yeah.
right? It's just memory. It's not particularly exciting. Um, it is also a game similar to Bumble Rumble in terms of getting that proud mode achievement. That is just a pain in the ass. When I was trying to get it, I would watch the sequence. I don't know if it's not always the same sequence, is it?
No, I don't believe.
Okay,
I don't think it's random, but I think there's like a specific number of sequences.
got it. So I would watch the sequence, I'd memorize it to a point, and then I would just get my phone and just like
Mm.
up, or square, triangle, circle, X, square, and then I would pause it so I'd give myself
Hmm.
time to like add the newest step, and then I'd go and just read off my phone. So there's not a lot of excitement there.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
it's tough to play Simon when you're not timed and there's no way of verifying that you can't just cheat.
right, and there's also, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's no like end.
No, it
Like
just
it
keeps
keeps
going.
it keeps going, and there's not even like, it would be cool if like at the 10th step, the 15th, 20th, it'd be like, hey, nice, you get a blank,
Hmm.
get you prizes for whatever, or at least doesn't have to be an actual prize, just give me a something,
Or at least like make it faster, or oh you can't like go here. Give me more variety.
mix it up, right? Yeah, because other than that, because I'm just like the whole time I'm waiting, I'm like, there's got to be an end to this, there's got to be a
Yep.
point where it's gonna say, hey, good job, you're awesome. um but I don't, so I'm just like, uh, just hoping that there's something for forever, and then
Hmm.
there's not, and now I'm bummed out, and
No,
everyone's
totally.
having a bad time in Pooh World. So that's what I got on that one. Give me one of your D
Yeah.
games.
I think the name of it is Pooh's Honey Hunt. It's the one where you're in the tree fighting the bees.
Yep, in
Another
KH1.
another KH1. Another one that I do think is hindered by the rush command. That one I do know that your score does go down if you use it. I don't know if it's the same with Tigger, but that one has like a very linear scoring system. So like you
Hmm.
can see that you get I think docked like 5 or 10 if you use it.
Really, I
Um,
didn't know that.
yeah, yeah. So like
Hmm.
there's reason not to. And like I appreciate what's happening. Like I appreciate what they're trying to do in the honey hunt. I think Cage One is trying to do a lot of things, and one of the things that it's trying to do is like be a platformer. Cage One has the most like platforming elements out of any of these Kingdom Hearts games, except like maybe Days or Recoded maybe. But
Hmm.
Kingdom Hearts One is a platformer, and they're like, oh, we want a mini game that like is based around platforming and based around skill timing your jumps to go on these trees. I just found the trees to have very awkward collision. I feel like I fall off the trees a lot more than I'd
Hmm.
want, or like when I land on them, the places that land in your safe don't feel very obvious to me.
Right.
Um, and also like I don't know, I hate the bees.
Yeah.
I don't like hitting the bees. I don't know. Because Kingdom Hearts 1 is kind of like limited in its combat system, it makes it that like hitting the bees is kind of a chore. The minigame is very simple on paper, but it feels very overcomplicated by a lot of these elements kind of clashing with each other.
Right. Yeah, I think that one thing, everything you said, I agree with. One thing that I think would have saved it or made it better, I think the camera has a lot to do with it because it
Mm-hmm.
kind of, if I recall, it kind of, for a lot, it's like tilted at just an awkward enough
Yeah,
angle where if it was
it's
like straight on the tree and
yeah,
maybe a little
no,
further
it's
back, it
like
would be easier to adjust your.
I
Oh,
th-
I know what it is because it's like Sora is like off center on the camera.
yeah,
So what
yeah.
happens is when you hit the bees, Sora goes up and then he's falling, and I actually found out if you don't move at all, he will like 99% of the time just land on the branch
Oh,
after you hit the
what?
bees.
Really?
So you hit the bees and then you just let go of the stick and he will land on the branch.
Oh, wow.
But that is not, again, not intuitive at all.
No.
So because when you're in the air, it doesn't look like he's going to land on the branch. So you're like
Yeah.
correct, and then you end up correcting. So I think the camera issues is one thing. The bees thing is a whole nother thing. I think the fact that when you hit him, you launch up like don't do
Yeah.
that. Just let me hit him like it was combat outside of Pooh World and like I was hitting any other enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that is Sora being stung or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, it
um,
doesn't work.
right. It's just I think it's very frustrating. It's in one of those
Yeah.
another one of those gimmicky rush command things. So my other game in D tier is actually Pooh's Swing
I get that.
because it is we talk about frustrating. It
Yeah.
is extremely frustrating because what seems like the thing to do when you're talking about these timing games is push the button when the swing meets the arm,
Yeah,
right?
like,
When Sora is doing this, push the button when,
yeah.
when it lines up. But no, you're supposed to push the button when Owl has his wings out. And yes, I know it says it in like the instructions in the very beginning. And I think it even says it at the top, in like top
Yeah.
left corner with the scrolling thing. But I like it's just not intuitive. A
Also
lot of these
Owl has his
games,
wings up for like forever, but there's
yeah,
only a very small window where clicking it will get you max distance, so it's not even like
right.
a very great indicator of when you're supposed to hit the button.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So just like I don't know. It was such a small change they could have done. Just make it
Hmm.
so that when it's at the arm.
No,
But
totally.
I'm not gonna go too hard on off on it because it's I like seeing Pooh Bear fly around.
Yeah.
Um,
I have it in C tier spoilers.
okay.
Um because I do get a lot of joy and whimsy when I see Pooh just like fly fucking 25 feet in the air and crash into a house or crash into a
Yeah.
lake. I just think that's
Right.
very funny.
It
It's
is
a
right.
it's a very quick dopamine rush. But
The,
in terms of
yeah.
like a game like an enjoyable experience where your actions influence the things that are happening on screen, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's not very well made.
Yeah. That's all I got on that one.
No,
So
that's
we can move on
fair.
to the C tier. Honestly, for C, it was like the core theme is just they're boring.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I guess you start.
And for similar reasons, I also have honeypot in C tier. It's kind of the KH2 equivalent of poo swing. I struggle with the timing on that one too, but that one's, you can at least, doing it a couple times, you can intuit it.
Hmm.
Whereas like you can never intuit poo swing.
Right.
And then also, throwing poo off the cliff, very fun. I like
Very
seeing
fun.
Sora do that. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about honeypot that we didn't say about poo swing.
Okay. I actually do have some more things to say about honeypot because I actually have it higher on the list.
Oh, okay.
So I will give that tease. I actually quite enjoy honeypot for reasons you might not be thinking of, but
Okay.
but for here, yeah, I actually have Pooh's Honey Hunt is where I have, or as I have it in
Mm,
C tier. We talked about that. Just it's just frustrating.
yeah.
My next one I had was Tigger's Giant Pot,
Mm,
which if you don't remember is you're just hitting the acorns back at the pot.
yeah.
There's just not much going on with it. It's not miserable to play. It's
Hmm.
fine, but it's just not much there. I guess. I don't
So
know if
I
you have any
actually have
thoughts on
a
that.
like a little story with Tigger's Giant Pot.
Okay.
Um, Something I like about Tigger's Giant Pot, which I don't think is like, this is not like an end all be all for mini games. I think people tend to overstate this when they talk about like mini games. But something I do like in mini games is when they incorporate like gameplay elements into the game and kind of act as like a little training grounds to kind of like refine your skills. And as a kid, I was really bad at parrying in Kingdom Hearts 1. And there's a couple bosses you get to like near the end where you basically have to learn how to parry or else you get toasted, right? And as a kid, I was like, I don't really know how to do this. I'm not very good at this, but I know a mini game that can help me. I would grind Tigger's Giant Pot to like get better at like timing my swings,
Hmm.
and that's like kind of the perfect, like that's kind of how you would want that mini game to be implemented outside of just like I'm doing this mini game to get a reward. Like if your mini game has replayability because it gives the player like incentive to like go back and like hone their skills, I think that's great. I think it does its job. But in terms of just like a game that you play once and never do again, um, yeah, I agree. It's fine.
I don't have much else to say about that. And same with my next one is Veggie Panic. I don't know if you
Oh man, I love Veggie Panic.
do you love Vandy. Okay, well I'll talk about why I think it's boring. Um, it's just it's a sorting game. And that's another one that's also not very fun to get the high score achievement.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't have a lot to say. It's just not particularly interesting. You have two different types of vegetables, and then occasionally you have to spam triangle to get the big thing,
Mhm.
and then that's
Yeah,
it. I guess you know.
that's fair. I'll get more into Veggie Panic when we get to it higher because I love Veggie Panic. I got the high score achievement without trying to.
Oh, look at you!
I played the hell out because
Oh,
look at me, ooh, I'm so goaded on this on
I'm a Veggie
poo.
Panic goat. Ooh.
I'm the 100 acre goat. Um, but that was one of the few games that I replayed multiple times just because like I want to do this more. I enjoy this a lot.
Hmm.
But I'll get more into that why later.
Cool. Yeah, we can tease that. Um, B tier is gonna be kind of similar. These are we don't have to spend a ton of time talking about these.
Hmm.
Just very middle of the tier list. Games here, nothing great, nothing terrible.
Yeah.
But did you say all your C tiers? Sorry.
I put Money Path in C tier.
Okay.
Which I think there's a better version of Honey Path in KH2, which brings it down for me. I
Mhm.
found trying to get Pooh to follow me is a bit frustrating. I feel like he
Sure.
gets distracted very easily, and he's a little guy. He's a very whimsical fellow. I understand why, but it's like Pooh, we got a job to do. Come on, kid, come on. Um, so I didn't love that. There's a lot to appreciate about Honey's Hunt, or not about Muddy Path. I think that like being able to interact with the environment and like doing little mini puzzles in the area is fun.
Hmm.
But also, if you fall off the log because you're very bad at video games, like I am, having to go up the wind is not a fun thing to do, and I had to do
Yeah.
that many times when I was
Yeah.
replaying Muddy Path, which I'm not proud to admit.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's not a bad game. I don't think it's terrible, but I
Right.
just don't think there's enough going on for me to like put it very high.
Yes, I think Muddy Path works better if you're not in a rush.
Yeah,
Like if
that's
you got
true.
places to go, if you got a busy day or whatever, if you
Yeah,
don't
I
have
gotta go
hours
play
to sit
Veggie
down and play
Panic,
Kingdom
dude.
Hearts,
What am I
and
doing?
you're right. Every time you fall off that stupid log, I can see that being very frustrating. So I totally get that. This will work as a transition into B tier though, because I actually have it flipped. So we talk about you mentioned the one in KH2 um, being better. I have those flipped. So
Oh,
I actually
interesting.
do have that one is called the X petition, which I
Yeah.
didn't really understand until I looked at the word, and it's pot. I think that's the pun they were going for. X
Mm.
pot petition.
I just figured it was like a pooism where he doesn't know how to say words right.
That could be too. So I just like I think that one's the downgrade from
Interesting.
the more exciting version, which is Muddy Path. I'll talk about that later. But for the
Sure.
expedition, the cave is not super exciting to explore.
Mm.
Um, and then and then it's got that damn escort health meter thing again.
Yeah,
They
that's
call it the
fair.
courage meter that KH2 is abound with all these meters. Um,
Hmm.
but like for what it is, like it's not too bad. Again, this is B tier. It's just
Yeah.
like it's fine. But I do think Pooh's Muddy Path is better, and I'll get to why
Heck yeah.
in a bit. But I got the expedition in B tier.
I also actually have the expedition in B tier, despite its
Okay.
flipping. Like we kind of met on this middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I disagree that the cave's not fun to explore. There's a lot of nooks and crannies in the cave. There's a couple treasure chests you can find. Some of them have some cool stuff, like some actual like synthesis materials. Some of them just have like not particularly interesting things. But the fact that there's a mini game that you're like actively encouraged to like replay and like explore the bounds of, I think is really cool, as opposed to just I'm just going to do the one thing I'm told to do. And the other thing I like about this is that this is an escort mission, but all of your escortees, they like run at a reasonable pace. I'm
That's
I'm
fair.
not like herding cats with
Yeah.
like Tigger and Rabbit and all those guys. They follow me pretty quick, which actually makes for like a pretty fun little adventure with the guys where everyone's like running along with Sora and you're like dodging boulders and stuff. So I
No,
like all
that's
that. And my last
yeah.
note on the expedition is that I think the cave in the expedition is just really pretty. I just really love the environment. It's very like serene
Yeah.
for like the 100 Acre Wood. You don't really get
Yes.
that type of environment for 100 Acre a whole lot, and
Right.
I just really like how it looks. I think it's really pretty.
It is pretty. It is visually nice. Um, the thing about you have like nooks and crannies to go into, I actually think that is that's part of another conversation about KH2 um, specifically, and when you compare it to KH1, and one of the downsides of KH2 is because you have these big worlds, bigger worlds than KH1, but they are empty in a
Mm,
lot of ways.
mm,
KH1 they both have nooks and crannies, yes, but KH1 there's like puzzle solving involved with the nooks and
yeah.
crannies. In KH2, there's just not, and even here when we're comparing Muddy Path to Expedition, with Muddy Path there's actual like puddle solving, puzzle solving to get through each portion of it, and they're interesting puzzles to try to solve. With Expedition, it's just like, oh, I went left here, this time I go right, and there's something different. So
Mm.
um,
That's fair.
that's the devil's advocate thing I would say against that. At the end of the day, I think it's a fine game.
Mm.
And you're right, they actually do move pretty fast, and it is fun to watch them all kind of waddle around.
Yeah, and like
Um,
I think it's funny because I agree with you that KH2 is not very explorable. There's not a lot to like look around in with KH2. Like even like you compare Agrabah and KH1 to KH2. KH1
yeah,
there's like 100 different rooms and like 5 different ways to get into each room from different rooms and all that stuff.
right.
And KH2 you're just going in a straight line, one thing after another, and the events are different, but you're going in a straight line.
Hmm.
But I think I find the expedition very novel for having like very explicitly having, hey, we're not going to throw this chest in front of you. You do need to like look for it a little bit. And like it's not very complicated. Like you're saying, you go around a corner here or you take a left instead of a right here. There's it's not like rocket science what you're
Yeah,
doing, but I really appreciate the fact that there is a level of looking for things in a game that's very lacking on that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it is a bright spot in that sense. So my next game on B tier, I gotta talk about Block Tigger. I gotta hype it up a little bit.
All right,
Um,
let me sell me on Block Tigger. I need some need some
yeah.
selling.
Okay. Keep in mind, it's still B tier. I'm not saying it's incredible. I am saying it's mindless fun.
Hmm.
Um, when you get the rush command, that as janky it is, when you get that down, and you know that you can just like tap it and he'll run over. I don't know. It's not it's not frustrating like like a bumble rumble is, or a poo swing or whatever. It's just it's mindless. You
Sure.
just land under Tigger bounces off of you, and
Mm.
um you have like a set goal that you're trying to get to, which I appreciate, unlike Tigger's jumpathon.
Hmm.
um so it's harmless, I think.
No, it's
Is the
fair.
best thing I'll say about it.
I get it, and like I definitely think that mini games that are just like fun to experience with very little else going on. I think those are very valid. I think KH2 does a lot of games that are very much just like these are very simple. You just mash buttons, but the things that are happening on screen send a lot of fun little dopamine in your brain,
Hmm.
and so like
Right.
I don't get that out of Black Tigger. I don't
Yeah.
think it's very fun, but I also I can appreciate like like that stance. I understand that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. It's just harmless, I think.
That's fair.
But
That's fair.
yeah, give me one of your B tiers.
My last B tier is Balloon Glider.
Cool. That's where I got that too.
Oh man, hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our
Balloon
B tiers are
gliders.
very similar. Our B's and C's look very
Yeah,
similar.
no, it's funny. It's really just Expedition and Muddy Path, which I think I have very close together. So I think
Hmm.
it makes a lot of sense that those
Hmm.
line up. There's not really much going on. It feels very
Yep.
much like a flash game you would play on like the DisneyChannel.com, right?
Yeah.
You move in directions. Sometimes there's an enemy, but for the most part, it's point up simulator.
Right.
But it's fun, and like
Yeah.
collecting the honey's fun. I like the sound effect with the honey, which I'll talk about
Hmm.
more later. Um, but I don't know.
It's
It's fun. It's harmless.
the only note that I had for that was just three words: challenging but enjoyable. It is like reminiscent of it's like early Flappy Bird in a
Oh
bit, where
yeah.
you're trying to make it in between, a
Hmm.
certain area. Um, so there's challenge in that, but it's not an annoying challenge.
Hmm. It
It's
is like deceptively slightly difficult. Uh,
Yeah. If you fail, it's like, oh, that was on me. I know what to do now
mhm.
going into the next one. So it's not so much fighting mechanics or anything. It makes
Yeah.
sense. So yeah,
when
that's
when you have trouble with this game, it feels very much like I'm intended to be struggling with this section and not
yeah.
why would they put this stupid bee here and I can't jump on the stupid branch.
Right. Right, exactly. So yeah, that's what I got for that.
Yeah.
And then my last one in B was actually Find Pooh's Friends.
Mm.
Um, and I did know it isn't particularly exciting, but it does have, and you actually mentioned this, it has that charm, that Game Boy
Hmm.
Advance charm. The sounds, the visuals. Pooh's waddle
Oh
has
yeah.
never been cuter.
He's so
Um,
adorable.
he's so adorable. And just the music, and it's like it's a nice break. It's a nice palate cleanse in a in
Hmm.
a in a game where like you at that point you start to get into the like what the fuck is going on,
Yeah.
phase.
Yeah.
So that's a point where you're like, okay, I can just turn my mind off and kind of do this. And
Because
so
that one's in the last batch of worlds, right?
yeah, I
In
believe so. Yeah,
So
right.
like
Or the second
this.
the second set.
Mm, I like when the 100 acre is like a respite for Sora, like a place for
Hmm.
him to like sit down and kind of cleanse like
Right.
his brain.
Right.
It's one of my favorite things about KH1 is being able to sit in the 100 acre wood and like just take a deep breath right before fighting Satan in in a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's B tier.
Yep.
We can go to A. I'm going to talk about just one of the ones that we already talked about.
Sure.
We'll get Pooh's Muddy Path out of the way.
Yes.
Um, I just like the variety and like I said, the puzzle solving aspects to it. Yes, it is frustrating when you fall off the log, um, and but otherwise, like the puzzles are relatively easy to figure out, but they're also each one is like a certain level of interesting.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't have much to say on that.
Yeah.
Just the variety of puzzle solving on that one.
I,
That's
I
why I like it.
do find Kingdom Hearts 1's like environmental puzzles very charming.
Yeah.
Like you have this giant toolkit and there's a problem in your way. It's like one of these answers is correct. You just got to figure out how to do it. And
Right.
I can very much understand the appeal of Muddy Path for incorporating a lot of that into it.
And I'll talk about another one that we talked about earlier, and then I'll let you introduce a new one
Sure.
that you have on your A list. But just the honey pot, I wanted to touch on that because I mean, first off, it's if we don't have honey pot, we don't have Yeet the bear.
Yeah.
Yeet the bear. We love Yeet the bear.
We love eating the bear.
We love eating the bear. So it's fun to throw them. Sorry, it is.
Hell yeah.
But there's this. I mean, we talk about charm. It's like a level above charm because there's the soft lighting. There's like the giant moon in the background. The soft evening lighting. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
The giant moon. And then just that song that plays. Because it's not the
It's not Bouncerama.
it's not Bouncerama. No, it's either I think it might be just the 100 Acre Wood theme.
Yeah, if not,
Um,
it's this one right here that Mac will put in editing.
yeah, yes, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it puts you in that sort of nostalgic, warm mode. It feels the word I put was bittersweet. Because that is the last game of 100 Acre Wood in Cage 2. And so it's a game that's not challenging at all. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, even
actually,
if you
you
screw
said
it
you
up,
did
I
have some
think
trouble getting the timing down. It's a little challenging. It can be challenging getting the timing down,
Yeah.
but generally it's a lot easier than a lot of the other games on this list. And so you're not thinking about difficulty too much. But your time in the 100 Acre Wood is coming to a close, right? You just kind of feel that even if you haven't played the game before. It's just, I don't know, it's just nice. It's just pleasant. It's like you mentioned earlier with the cave. It is very serene, is the best word that I can use for that. So that's all the good stuff I'll say for Honeypot. I like that game.
I mean, honestly, like you sold me pretty well. I will admit that like a lot of these I did try to keep in mind like where like context, but this one I ranked because I just kind of was like, oh, it's just Poo Swing again, and I didn't really consider the context of like when it takes place. And you're right, like the environment's really beautiful. The cutscene right after like that plays when you're on the log with Pooh and you like look into the moonlight, like one of my favorites. Like that hits me so hard. So like I don't know, you kind of convinced me. Like I'm
Might have to move it up on your list.
I'll move it up. I have it in. I'll move it up to B tier. Hell yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead with give me another one of your A's.
Yeah. I have Whirlwind Plunge in A tier. I really like Whirlwind Plunge a lot. It's very like proto KH1 minigame, where it's just like you're in this environment that's really cool. You're doing this very actiony kind of thing that feels not super Winnie the Pooh, but feels very much like Winnie the Pooh mixed with like Final Fantasy. And you're collecting all these honeys that I love. I love the honeys. I love the noise that they make. They look so eatable. I want to put them in my mouth. You know, collecting them in like a circle. It's a very similar feeling of like a Mario coin or like a Sonic ring. It's just so satisfying. And like I think this is definitely one of the worst of the like quick time events. Collect as much honey as you can type like style of video game or mini game. But I think that it's really hard to go wrong with that style, which is why I have it so high. I really like it. It's just very like satisfying sensory kind of deal.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. I have Whirlwind Plunge here as well. Just the dopamine rush from collecting the honey is like you said, it's very satisfying. The only other thing I'll add to it is it's pretty funny to see Pooh Bear like just flying around.
Oh yeah.
He's just a little silly little bear. Why is he thousands of feet in the air?
Someone please help him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Whirlwind Plunge, and I'll get to it more in like the later entries. Really is like peak Kingdom Hearts to me, of just like blending Disney and like anime tropes together in like in a way that honestly is very seamless. Like it's
Yeah.
weird to describe the 100 Acre Wood as very anime, but like it's this very actiony, very like high intense thing that you would never expect like the Winnie the Pooh gang to get up to. And I love it. It's
Mhm.
so fun. It's so fun to do this little adventure with them.
My next one is Blustery Rescue, which is I just wrote it's Whirlwind Plunge but horizontal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I also that is my next entry too.
Okay.
I love Blustery Rescue, and again, just very much Whirlwind Plunge. It's a little bit longer
Yeah.
than Whirlwind Plunge, if I
Mhm.
remember.
I mean, just like very much the same thing, right?
Mhm.
And then it also has a mechanic where if you get hit, Pooh Bear goes like flying around, right?
I really like hitting the objects in this one. I find it very satisfying to like. There's a section in this where there's like 4 tree stumps that like circle you, and you just mash X and just like spin around. That is like
Yes.
peak like dopamine rush to
Yes.
me. I get so much
Yeah.
enjoyment just doing that.
Yeah. I don't have much else to say on that.
No, yeah, same here.
Do you have anything else in your A tier?
I do. It's funny. This one, I like before we started the podcast. I flipped this between A and S, like multiple times.
Okay.
So like, it makes sense that it's in your S. And honestly, after I might put it in S. I have Balloon Bounce in A tier. I love Balloon Bounce. This is another one that's like very much just you're doing something that's just like you click a button and something happens and you get a bunch of points and it's just a lot of
Mhm.
fun to do that. I'm gonna put this in S. You talked me into it. You even say anything? I'm just like this is so. I'm just thinking about it. This is another one that I replayed multiple times. Where just like I love bouncing. I love
Yeah.
just like timing my jumps and
Did you ever play Doodle Jump?
yeah,
Okay.
it is like
This
Doodle
is
Jump.
it's Doodle Jump. Yep.
Yeah.
I loved Doodle Jump.
Yeah, no, this is very like iPhone game.
Yeah, whatever it is that scratches that itch, that Doodle Jump scratches,
Mhm.
it's very much that vibe.
Dude, the first time that I got to like the giant gold balloon on the top as a kid,
Mhm.
my brain exploded. I was like, this is the best thing that could ever happen in my life. This
Yeah.
is so awesome.
Right. It's just a fun game. It is.
It's just it's quick, it's simple, and like
Mhm.
you know, it's really easy to grok, you know, like you get a tutorial screen anyways, but even if you didn't, like if you're just thrown into this and you're just figuring it out, like it's very easy to figure out what you're doing. And this is one that I think just you can go as long as you want. I think the balloons respawn, so like if you get good at it, you can like keep going.
Yeah.
So there's like kind of like a low ceiling of entry but a high floor of execution going on, which
Right.
you don't get with a lot of these mini games. A lot of these mini games are very
Nope.
like linearly skilled.
So that's Balloon Bounce. We should both have one left, right?
Well, no, there's a couple that you put very low that I have in my S tier.
Oh, you got it. Oh, you haven't talked about the KH3 games yet?
I haven't talked about KH3. I haven't talked about Veggie Panic.
Oh, you have those in S?
Yes, they're awesome.
Oh my god.
And we haven't talked about Bumble Rumble.
Okay. All right.
I have 3 in
Okay.
S tier. Oh
god, Bumble Rumble 2?
I love mini games.
These are not mini games. These are torture. Okay, go ahead. We'll because I know we have the one that we both have in S. We'll save that for last. Do your copywriting
my
on
extended rant.
these awful games.
Okay, let's start with Bumble Rumble because you had that very low, and I wanna praise Bumble Rumble. Recom I am much higher on than most games in the series, and I think a lot of the division there it tends to be with the gameplay. I love Recom's gameplay. I think it's so fun. I think like when you're in the moment and you have an attack and you need to like figure out how like I need to find a number that beats it and also line myself up physically in the space for this attack to hit. And then do I want to use a sleight? Do I want to not use a sleight? Like all that, very fun, very satisfying.
I agree. Yes. I'm a Recom stan.
And Bumble Rumble is just Recom Simulator, right? You just get a deck of cards and you're told play Recom for like a minute, and then you play Recom, and it's fun. And it's very simple. It sounds very simple, but like honestly, I do think that this mini game does improve on like the Recom formula slightly in a very similar way to I think like Riku's mission does, where I love Recon, and don't get me wrong, I love the deck building in Recon, but I do think one of its biggest downfalls, it's kind of Achilles' heel, is that it's a very imbalanced game. As the game goes on, the more cards you get, the game's not built well to facilitate you min-maxing your deck, and so oftentimes when I'm playing Recon in the last half or the last third, my deck is just all slights I can spam, and I can just beat bosses and beat enemy encounters before they even have a chance to like run out of cards from spamming slights. So when you have a game like Bumble Rumble where you have a pre-established deck with only so many that you can use, I haven't done a whole lot of digging into the Bumble Rumble like deck of cards. I don't know how balanced it is, but when I played it, when I play tested it, and I've played it a lot of times, it's never felt like, oh, I can just like spam slights and beat these bees, or I can just mash X and just beat these. I think it's a lot of fun for that reason. Also, it's just you can use slights in this, which I think is just so fun. I like you mentioned the Recom exclusive slight, which is like the honey tornado where you pull in a bunch of honey pots and shoot them out. And I think that's really cool. You know, we talked about blending Final Fantasy and Disney, and that's like so much like corny and very like campy, but also very self-serious. But also you can shoot Ragnarok at the bees. You can have you can Sonic Blade the bees. You can Ars Arcanum the bees. And that's so sick to me. I think that's so funny.
Yeah.
I remember playing through this again for the first time, and the first time I went through, I'm like, I'm just gonna like spam slights because that's kind of what I had like muscle memory as Recon, and I fired off a Ragnarok, and I was like, oh my god, that's so sick.
Yeah.
Like Pooh's in the corner just like eating his honey, and Sora's shooting like this anime like laser beam and just wiping out a bee population. It's so campy. It's so fun.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You moved one of yours up. I will move this up because you're right on a lot of it. Is fun. It is weird. It's funny to see the slights and Ragnaroking bees. I'm gonna move it up to. I'm only moving it up to D tier because I hate that
I'll take it.
stupid meter.
I'll take it.
I cannot stand escort health meters. They're bane of my existence.
Well, if you think about it, the escort health, the escort meter is basically just like a Sora health bar, right? Like it's not that much different.
No, it's not, because I can protect my own health bar. I have to worry about this silly little fucking bear.
this stupid little bear.
That's what keeps it going any higher for me. I'll move it up to D, but you put an escort health bar in your game, and
Are you saying Pooh's survival instincts are not as honed as yours? Is that?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct. All right, go ahead. We can't talk about this too long because you have to defend the god awful KH3 Bubble Bobble, whatever the game is.
Okay.
Games.
Yeah, let's get into KH3. And honestly, you would think I'd have a lot to say given just how different ours is. But unfortunately, I just think KH3 is it's an arcade game. It is the most like I'm at an arcade and I have like some quarters in my pocket. This game looks fun. I'm gonna play that. Like you mentioned, it's very like Peggle or like Candy Crush adjacent. Whatever the app that we had Mac edit in will be edited in here, I hope. Sorry, Mac, to give you so much to do. I love you. But it's just very satisfying. There's always so much happening on the screen. You know, you shoot a line and a bunch of effects start happening. You see all these things. You can like line up your shots to make it so you can get like chains where you go like one line and another line and another line, and I just find that very satisfying. While I don't think that the differences in gameplay between the mini games are like that impactful, I do think that Pooh's is probably the best because that one you can keep going like forever if you're good enough at it. And I think that gives you like a level of skill where you're put on a timer. You do have to like be good at what you're doing. It is a test of skill, but if you're good enough and you keep putting the honeys on the bottom, Pooh will just let you keep going. And I just think that's really satisfying. It gives you a lot to think about. And like these kinds of games are very fun where it's like you have to think like in seconds, basically, like micro decisions of just like, is this the best spot to line this up? Is this the best spot to line it up? And like the timing is not like super like straightforward. You do have to like kind of get a feel for it. I will say, besides your point that you made earlier, where it's like very simple. Another problem I have with this mini game is I do think that the strategy of just shoot a shot just straight up the middle with like maximum line, you can get that timing down really easily. And once you figure out how to do that, the game becomes so much more simple. Because instead of like, if you're ever at a point where it's like, I should be thinking about where I should fire off my shot, if you just fire it off the middle instead, you're going to like get a bunch of points. And I do think that that's a problem. I don't know, just as a game, like if we were looking at these as games individually, like on like an app store or whatever, this is one that I would like actively download on my phone. Whereas like I'm probably not going to download like Balloon Glider on my phone or whatever.
Yeah, and I want to say that in a vacuum, it's a fine game, and you're right. I would have fun playing with it on my phone, but I don't think you can ignore the context of everything else.
Yeah.
The fact that it is in KH3, which means they had all this time to sort of perfect and work on
Mhm.
and figure out what makes these mini games so great and why people like them, or some of them. So it's that, the weight of expectations, and then it's the fact that they're all this just copy and paste,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
no,
just,
that's
it
fair.
seems lazy, and that's what's disappointing to me, and that's what puts it at the bottom.
No, I very much understand that. I could stretch it a bit by saying Cage 3 like establishes that Sora and Pooh's relationship is very strained. Sora is very matured and a lot darker now. Like he's not
He
in.
doesn't have time for silly little
Well,
games.
no, like no. What I'm saying is the Hundred Acre Wood in one and Recom in two is massive. It's huge. And as a kid, when you're like in your hometown, you're playing on these playgrounds or at school or whatever, or using in your imagination, the world feels humongous. It feels like there's infinite things you can do. But as someone who's
I see
like
what you're saying.
just so like I've just moved out of my hometown. Before moving out, I'm 20, 21. Like this place feels small. It feels cramped. It's just so much tinier than it was when I was like 3 or 4, right? And
Yeah.
like, if you wanted to stretch, and I'm not saying this is intentional, this is more like an apologist argument than like an actual, this is what they're trying to go for. But the 100 Acre Wood being much more condensed and much smaller in Kingdom Hearts 3 does kind of speak to the theme of Sora kind of growing out of his kind of playful nature and becoming more matured and seeing the world in a much more like, I don't want to say cynical lens, but a much more like realist lens,
Yeah.
making the hundred acre wood feel much more truncated, I think does add to that theme and makes that scene of Sora being like, I just don't have that connection to Pooh that I once did, hurt a lot more. I think it actually does hit a lot more. I think it would hit a lot more effectively if we got one mini game, or if all three mini games are different. I think there is a level of laziness there of just like, we just made the same game 3 times. That
Yeah.
sucks. That I can't defend that, but I do think that
Right.
there is like, if you wanted to stretch it and wanted to make the argument, you could.
I think that was beautiful. I I don't think that was intentional by the
Probably not.
developers, and that's okay. All right, but that was very well articulated. I love the connection. I love the metaphor. It's um,
Yeah.
we've been trained well by Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah.
and that
And
is,
again,
I can
I'm
see
aware
that.
I'm stretching. I'm aware that this is not what the goal was, but it's what I got out of it. It's what the art means to me.
And that's all that matters. That's all that
Yeah.
matters. Okay, cool. And that was your last one before the
Um.
best one,
Oh,
right?
Veggie Panic. I had.
Oh yeah, Veggie Panic. Oh yeah, go for
I'm
it.
not. I don't want to spend too long on Veggie Panic. Veggie Panic does feel very fleshed out. I think like it is a sorting simulator. I love sorting simulators. I love sorting things.
Oh, okay.
I play card games a lot, and so I play Lorcana, which is the Disney card game. Recently, there was a rotation in Lorcana, and I had to go through all of my cards and sort all the cards that had rotated and I can no longer play, and in sort the cards I could play, And then because all those cards are disorganized now I have to sort them by their color and how much they cost in alphabetical order. I love sorting shit. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with me. Uh, and the other thing too, like I mentioned this with one of them. Oh, I mentioned it with this Cage 3 mini games. This very much feels like a game you could buy on the App Store. This feels like a full game as opposed to just like a little microcosm of a game.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that there's like things happening in this game. I like that Pooh comes down, and you do have to have that moment of like, oh shit, I gotta dodge these carrots and make sure Pooh doesn't die. There's enough happening there that I feel like it makes the whole experience an experience and not just
Mhm.
like a tiny little it happens and now it's gone. Also, I'm a crazy person who likes sorting things, and if you're not a crazy
Sure.
person, then this is probably miserable, and I understand that.
Right. I also we didn't talk about like the carrots are weird. I never got the timing right on like
Mm,
dodging the carrots that
yeah.
come down.
No, that's
Um,
true. They're a little awkward. They're
mhm.
like put in a way that where you're supposed to go on a specific path, but they're not like they're not positioned correctly. So like
Yeah.
you do just get hit
Yes.
for no reason a
Right.
lot.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Um, okay. Well said. I'm not moving that one, but
No, no, I'm not.
but I see your point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the moment you've all been waiting for.
The
Um,
best 100 Acre Wood minigame.
absolutely, hands down.
I, as my number one, and it sounds like your number one, I have Honey Slider from KH2. Honey Slider is so fun, dude. It's
So good.
just, it's
So good.
I talk about the dopamine of just getting those little honey
Oh,
things. That's the
yeah.
entire game. You're just
Yeah.
following, and like it's not like Blustery Rescue or Whirlwind Plunge, or you just turn off your brain and you just collect all the things you can. There are obstacles that you have to dodge, and it is like legitimately there is challenge there. There is
Hmm.
challenge in dodging the things. Probably my favorite part of this, besides all of the things that we've kind of glossed over already and talked about with all the other games, the thing that makes this game unique and what I love about it, I love the environments in this game
Yep.
so much. The
Yep.
the different places that you go, place in the 100 Acre Wood you've never really seen. You have this giant ice hill. You're going through like these trees in a very like Sonic Lost World esque
Yeah.
environment.
Yep.
Oh my god, when you go and like go between the pages, I
Yep.
love that. I
Yep.
love doing the like fourth Wally thing.
Hmm.
Like one of my favorite aspects of Winnie the Pooh the movie from like 1978, I think, um, is when they play with like this is a storybook. Here's words on the page, but the characters can see the words and interact with them. I love that, and we get some of that in Kingdom Hearts. We get like like the hub world is that in order to go to specific worlds. But
Hmm.
the fact that we get that in a mini game, it's so cool. It's so fun.
Yep. Yep.
There's it's just a very it's just very unique. It feels very well thought out, and like a lot of love was put into this mini game.
Yes.
But yeah, that's why I love it. Is there anything that you feel like I missed?
I mean, yeah, no, that was pretty much covered my notes, but like just the like you said, the dopamine hits from collecting the honey. Plus, you got the sick ass fourth wall breaking sequence. Which the best part of that was that it was so unexpected,
Hmm.
right? The game's never done anything like that before, so jumping out of the book was incredible and flying through the words.
And like,
It's
oh
very, it's
man,
almost,
seeing
yeah,
the snowball follow you is like such a fun
yes,
little like slapstick
yeah.
beat.
With the words, like it was very, it almost reminded me of not at the time because I hadn't come out yet, but Dream Drop Distance, I think the intro where
Yeah.
Mickey's doing his Fantasia thing and he's like getting blown by the wind. It's like it's a
Hmm.
very small like fourth wall detail, but it's fun. What else did I put? Oh yeah, so you fly through the sky right along the pages of the book, letters flying around. You go back into the snowy like tundra area, trying to escape a snowball, a la the truck in the you mentioned Sonic. I'm going to reference the city escape
Oh
level
yeah,
of
yeah.
Sonic Adventure 2, right?
Oh, that sequence
uh,
is so fun.
yeah, or even like the Crash Bandicoot games. I don't know if you played those. Like,
Yeah,
there'd be sequences where you're running away from a boulder,
yeah.
um, and then it just stopped. Just and then you're free from it. It almost worked as a sort of precursor to the KH3 Arendelle
Oh
sled
yeah,
sequence, right? It's also in
yeah.
the snow. It's all, I mean, it's just very fun.
Hmm.
It's on a level that's unlike any of the other mini games. And they do you, if you could rank your S tier games, do
Mm.
you have that as like the top?
It's either that or Bumble Rumble, honestly. Like I
It's
both those are very.
okay. I shouldn't have asked.
Those two are very
Either
close to
way,
me,
okay,
but
it's very close. Even if it's a 1A 1B situation, fine. Um, yeah, it's just straight up fun. Yeah.
there's just nothing that like encapsulates that level of just like this feels very whimsical. You know, it has some of that
Mhm.
Disney magic in it, and this on the like Final Fantasy Disney like scale. This is much more on like the Disney scale, but the fact that it is like this very like high intensity, like you're sliding down, you're going really fast, you might get hit by like this giant snowball. Like that
Mhm.
adds enough of an intensity to where it does feel very fitting for KH. It doesn't feel like overly goofy.
Right.
Not that that's ever been a problem for Cage. I love when Cage gets goofy, to be clear.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, like the tone is so fun. Seeing Pooh on Sora's back is so cute. He's such a cute little guy. I wanted to mention that with the balloon bounce, but I forgot. I love Pooh like Yodaing on Sora. It's
Right.
so adorable.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just a lot to love about this game. There's and it goes by quick too, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's like perfectly
Right.
paced. Like you see everything there is to see, and you feel like you get a full experience, but you
Mhm.
don't. It doesn't stay too long to where it's like I kind of want to do something else. I feel like
Yes.
Arundel's Slider kind of has that for me, where I feel like it goes on slightly too
Yes.
long.
And Arendelle doesn't give you as many things to look at.
Hmm.
So yeah, Honey Slider, put it down. S tier, the greatest, or tied for the
Yeah,
greatest 100 Acre Wood mini
it's
game.
so peak. It's so good.
It's so peak. It's incredible. And that's all we got for you, everybody at home. Hope you've enjoyed our ranking. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Before we sign off, just wanted to thank Albert, and I'm gonna give you a chance to plug anything you got going on. Plug your socials. What are you working on? What do you
Oh
like
yeah.
to do, content wise?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very passionate about this game. I'm glad there's a place I can go and talk to people about this. It's so cool. Um, we are working on a lot of projects in the Unverse network here. Projects that I want to be a part of. Some of them I may not be. My schedule's really busy right now, but I'm gonna try to be a part of as many as I can. And so hopefully those come down in the future. I'm also working on a few video essays myself. I don't have anything up right now. Um, I'll I'll give BJ a YouTube channel he can plug, but there's nothing on it right now. There's like one stupid KH meme I made however long ago. But hopefully in the future, I am working on some video essays. I want to get a video essay about Days out at some point. There's a video essay I have planned about BBS. A couple I have planned for various things. We'll see how long it takes. I'm very slow and preoccupied currently, but yeah, you can find me as Tuesday the Third on most social medias, YouTube, Twitter, all those places. Um, and I think that's all I got. Thank you
Cool.
so much for having me, BJ. I'm really glad I was able to talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a blast. Definitely want to have you back on again in the future, and hope you have enjoyed listening to this, all you viewers and listeners at home. Um, and yeah, just keep an eye out for more Unversed content. We're getting this channel growing. We're really excited for everything that's coming out. Um, and yeah, if you are a Kingdom Hearts fan, or content creator, whatever, and you want to be on the podcast, shoot me a message, and we can talk. Again, I just want to shoot the shit with you. Whatever you want to talk about Kingdom Hearts, we'll just talk. And that's all I got. So until next time, may your heart be your guiding key.